So read this book based on the review, although I think I might have heard about this book before too. But since I was more looking into, businesses and business acquisitions and business building, so on and so forth, always go on a different track. I'll have that, track to go on, kind of like spirituality or entrepreneurship or just personal development wise. I'll have certain track health. I'll go and then I keep reading books in that same series. And I try to change up, go on to different series so that I'm not like, being a one-track pony, expanding my mind. But anyway, I read this book after Buy Then Build book, basically because the book was listed as one of the reads in the list of books that was listed as part of the Buy Then Build recommendation. I think. I'm not 100% sure, or I might have it on my list. I just don't remember now. Either way, uh, it's more of a story. And I feel, at the end of the book, it's more about Go Abundance group. I've known about Grow Abundance. I think I know a few people in it. Great group. I have heard great things about that group. So maybe I'll join the group in the future to see how they can help. Maybe not. I don't know. But the story is about essentially Go Abundance, but really framed in a tribe of millionaires going through the story and laying out their six principles. I guess the Go Abundance six principles. I'm not sure if that's the main principles or they have other principles, but basically that's the story, of this a journey of a guy who has a startup. And then I guess I don't want to get into the story, so people who read it can get it as a surprise. But the six principles are, essentially the top I guess, 2 to 4 principles I really enjoy and which I believe also in is the connection effect, where connections matter, who you're connected to, or who your core group of people are, influence what you do, which is basically another one, influence effect. Influence the people around you who are achievers will influence you. So these days, I'm very careful on who I hang out with, which is a hard thing. Sometimes you enjoy somebody's company, but they're not really good for you. Like they're funny, whatever, but then they have this whole negative personality or negative, pessimistic view of the world, which can program you without you knowing, even some keywords, right? But anyway, the connection, the influence effect, and also network effect, having the network, right? The right network. And also your purpose. What is your purpose? Many people think money, right? No, it's never the money. No matter, how much money you make, it's the purpose that drives you. Money, people just doesn't matter what amount of money. People are willing to let go of the money, but they're not willing to let go of the purpose. There's a reason. But sometimes I personally struggle with figuring out the reason myself, right? In some areas I don't. Some areas I do. So that I've known now, it's critical. And sometimes that's something I kind of struggle to resolve. Like, what's my purpose? And why am I not motivated, or why am I motivated with certain things, right? Like personal development, health, I'm like super motivated. I doesn't matter the results, right? The goal is just improve. That's all. It's a process and nothing to do with the end goal. There's no end goal there. I'm just wanting to be better than today versus, I don't know, job, whatever, investment, or I don't know, business interest, whatever you want to call it, right? There is sometimes a lack of drive there because there is no clear-cut purpose there. Like I enjoy technology, I enjoy, programming. At the same time, I also want to be financially independent, but sometimes it's kind of hard to do both because when I'm deep in the job, I get into deep into the job and kind of focus on that. And then, at the same time, I want to be financially independent, but you got to work on that too. Uh, Part-time side, whenever you can spare time, but you got to focus on that. So sometimes that's a struggle, right? Because the purpose is not clear for me. I don't think there's a strong purpose there. So anyway, I'm going on a rant, but basically, great read, great book. It's fast. It's really fun read and enjoy, a great story and how it lays out. But at the end, it does feel like a marketing for Go Abundance, group, right? So, hey, if you read it, understand that beforehand, but a great book to read regardless. Maybe you create your own type of Grow Abundance group on the principles. The principles are important, right? So that's the main theme of the book. That's what I would recommend. Why recommend reading this book? Just to understand those principles and maybe creating your own mastermind, if not for Go Abundance, right? Because you can create your own mastermind with the same principles and just like Napoleon Hill stated, right? One of his number one key principles is mastermind, having a mastermind of people, like-minded people, pushing each other and bouncing ideas at each other that create a bigger success for everybody involved. Multiplier effect, right? So anyway, read the book, go The Tribe of Millionaires. What if one choice could change everything? So great book to read.